Let's turn to Sara Yael Hirschhorn in Jerusalem. She's a historian at the University of Haifa and a fellow of the Jewish People Policy Institute in Jerusalem. Sara, great speaking to you. How do you see the internal Israeli politics reacting to this escalation?
Well, as your Tel Aviv correspondent had already mentioned, the home front is under attack. And although the country is unified around the understanding that these are necessary sacrifices that need to be made in order to achieve explicit goals, which seem to be the elimination of Iran's nuclear program and the decimation of its ballistic missile capacity, there are schisms that are beginning to form, I think, especially as myself and many others here in this country have spent night after night in the bomb shelter wondering what is the end game here and how long will this continue. Certainly there will not be endless patience for an open-ended engagement. And
using your historical perspective, how is this round of hostilities different?
Well, this is certainly qualitatively and quantitatively different than anything we've seen before, going back even to strikes against the reactor in Osirak in the 1980s, or what has happened even this year of the two volleys between Israel and Tehran, first last April and then again this September. But those were rather short-lived hostilities. And there was nothing like the kind of decimation of top leadership, of military and also energy-related and transportation-related installations, including the airport in Mashhad, we understand this afternoon, as well as the severity of Iran's attack on Israeli civilian population centers, which is a war crime under international law. We've seen, death and destruction across the country over the last 2 nights, and a ballistic missile is a very serious instrument of war that can cause mass casualties, and we are bracing for that. So this is certainly different from anything we've seen before in terms of a direct confrontation between Israel and Iran. And frankly, the idea that both Israel and Iran are striking countries that are not do not share a border is also historically unique.
I see. There's also another angle to this that I'd like to consult you on, because you're an expert in anti-Semitism. What are you seeing along those lines in international public opinion?
Well, look, Israel has been under fierce criticism over the past 18 months for the Israel-Hamas war that is still ongoing as we speak. And certainly there was eroding political and public support for Israel across the West, mainly Europe, but also declining in the United States and Canada, Australia, and other countries that were typically friendly to Israel. I think today there's also a divide, not only about whether Israel is an aggressor or is the aggressed, whether Israel is the victim or whether it is conducting hostilities, but also, frankly, about the goals of this war, about eliminating a nuclear program and what that will require of other Western countries to come to Israel's aid in order to actually achieve this, even if it be not only on behalf of Israel, but on behalf of the West and even the United States. So there is a dilemma here, and those who are opposed both to the political policy as well as ideologically to the state of Israel only instrumentalize more anti-Semitism around the world. I'm sorry to say that on social media, there are many people who are, essentially committed to my personal death and to the general destruction of the state of Israel.
I see.
As well as Jewish communities around the world that have come under threat of the Iranian regime itself as well.
I see. We have to end it there this time. We ran out of time. Sara Yael Hirschhorn, thank you.